And welcome back, everyone. That was quite the issue I had. I've had this Wacom tablet for about 2 months, and while there were a couple wonky things when I first got it, they just stopped. The issues I had just stopped being issues, and it was been working, and suddenly out of nowhere, it stopped working. Thank you to the creator on YouTube, who I found the answer on. I will link you below. After this is all over, I will go back. I will find your video in my history, and I will put you somewhere near the top of my description. I will subscribe to you, and I will thank you. Thank you, thank you. Because otherwise, I could have been sitting here for hours trying to figure out what the issue was. And for those of you who do have Wacom tablet, I will show you the problem here, and I'm going to take this, cut it, and I'm going to throw the issue on YouTube as well, or the answer on YouTube as well. That way, you know, get 2 YouTube videos out of one here. So let's actually take you to the screen. Oh, I'm not sharing my full screen. I'm gonna have to make that a video for another time. I'm not setting up another scene right now in here. So that's okay. That's okay. We'll do this another time. Pardon me. So you have to give me just one moment here while I find our next screen. And here we go. So continuing where I left off yesterday, we were in Storyblocks. And we had gone and picked out a bunch of different backgrounds we could use in our commercial that we're making today. Now, like we were saying yesterday, I want more of the commercial to be focused on the actual writing. So I want something that's slow, but I do want movement so that there's still some visual element, kind of like pulling people in. Motion is great. I used this one yesterday. If you go look at any of my social accounts, you'll see that I used this one right here. Actually, I'll just go show you really quick. If we go into Maker, so this is the program that I was talking about yesterday. This is the video I made yesterday, but you can start from scratch making a video, or we can go up here. And this is I'm so sorry about that, guys. Let me turn that way down. How about right about there? So, okay, I'm back now. So as you can see, there's a lot of movement going on right here. But it's subtle enough that it's not really taking away from the text. But it's enough to draw your attention if you're scrolling through, you know, reels or something. It's like, whoa, what's that? What is that? I believe a lot of people, there's some of the, pardon me, some of the people who are high up in the YouTube ranks, I like to call that disruptor, something that just disrupts your attention, which apparently is huge if you're trying to go viral. I'm not trying to go viral with these, but I want to get attention in hopes that maybe I can pull some people into the live stream and, you know, teach you guys a thing or two. Or maybe you can teach me a thing or two. Who knows? This could go either way. I think everyone has something to offer. So, in this one here, not only did I, as you can see, it's a lot lighter over here, so I went where it was a little bit darker. And then the other thing that I did is if I click on this item right here, there is this little guy. This is a filter that goes over the top of your video. If I move the color around, you'll notice slight changes in the shade of the actual video in the background itself. You can see it's got a nice little subtle green tinge to it now. And switch that to yellow, blue. I went for something that was similar in color, but that was going to give it just this little bit something different. And I will show you the difference with and without. So let's delete that. So that's without it. That's with it. Without, with. It brightened it up just a tiny bit, but it's not an actual brightening because all it is just a colored overlay. So this colored overlay here, it just, I find it doesn't take away from the popping of the text right here. I mean, you can see, yeah, maybe it pops out a little bit more with it being completely black. Yeah, maybe I should have put out two. See which one did better. But that's not one of the ones I would do that on. I would rather do that with an actual commercial. I talk a lot. I say a lot of things. And while I mean a lot of the things, for the amount of free time that we have as humans, like, if there's 100 things I want to do, I'm probably going to get to do like 2 of them. But there's thousands of things I want to do. So you have to pick and choose, my friend. So I'm choosing my time to stream to you guys because I think that small businesses could really get some use out of stuff like that I want to share. If you're a small business and you want to start marketing yourself, you don't have to hire me. I'm gonna be giving you everything I know over time. I mean, I'll probably be learning faster than you, but that's okay. It's okay. Okay, so now that we got that done there, let's actually open up a new one. Close that tab. So when you're using Maker, you can see you can choose what size you want right here. 16 by 9, 9 by 16, 1 by 1. That's great if you wanted to put something like right into either. You can make reels with this if you want to like add the text after, but honestly, you can also do it this way and just add the text over the top. This would be good if you want like a black bar on the top and the bottom of your reel. And so you can add text directly in Instagram itself. 4x5, I believe, is a Facebook. Actually, 4x5 and 2x3. One's for Facebook, one's for Instagram. Can't remember which is which, because I always use the 9x16. Everything looks better when it's full screen. They do have their purposes. It's just I think it's something like, for some of the statistics in marketing that I was looking at, it was like the majority of media that's consumed is from the phone. Most phones are 9x16. Most people are looking at shorts and reels, and that's why I highly concentrate on this style of video. It's harder to deal with, but you're going to get more traction. All right, so if we go to folders down here and vert, that is the name we gave our folder yesterday because we were having issues with the Wacom tablet. I wonder if that issue's been fixed up with the thing we just did as well. I guess we'll figure that out. Like I said, we're going to save this background to use in After Effects. I do like this, but I do prefer having light writing on dark background, but what we can do is maybe we can do maybe 2 different things or 3 different things and see which one looks best. Maybe even use all of them in different places. Or we can just make one and we can switch the background out later. I'm going to bring it down to about 10 seconds. Doesn't need to be super long. 10, 9.9, 10. There we go. So you can just add the clip there. Now once you're in here, you can just move that around wherever you want. So I could go here. We could do one of those overlays, what we were talking about. I could just make it a black overlay and make it as dark as I want. And then if we do it this way, then we can add light text over the top. As I mentioned yesterday, my favorite colors to go with are like the teal orange combo. It's not the only colors I use. As you can see, my colors are in my logo. Logo. So as you can see, I have red, yellow, teal. Well, it's kind of an aqua teal. Depending on which lighting you look at it in. Depending on which version of it you're looking at. We got some green in there. So I say orange and teal because that's why we have the yellow and red that symbolizes the orange, of course. That's why I use that color combo. And of course, red and green also go together. And for those of you who are familiar with what having something that is decarbed is, you understand what that green stands for. It is not green tea. So let's throw that up in one of the corners. Because Instagram puts so much down in this corner, I hate using this corner for my logo, but at the same time, no one's really looking at your logo. And if you make it just big enough and bring it in from the corner, it is still visible on Instagram. All the other ones seem to be okay. TikTok actually has a fairly wide view, so you don't have to worry too much about them. They do have some stuff up the side, but they're very small, like right about here, 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 and here. Whereas with Reels, you have like this whole bottom and part of that taken up pretty much. You know what I should do? I should make an overlay sometime. I'm sure somebody else has overlays. I should download an overlay that somebody created to use in After Effects and Premiere Pro. And I guess you could. I don't think you can import overlays into this yet. No, unfortunately not. I guess you could make a logo and overlay. If you were to make it the correct size, that could work. And then you can just delete it afterwards, because you can have more than one logo on here. Okay. You can also upload here as well. I just don't know if it will allow you to add into the overlay here, or if it forces you to put it into the main heading. The overlay in Maker has to be an image. It cannot be a video file. The video files can only go down in this area. Having said that, certain things like the text, you can have more than one text on top of each other. So I'll give you an example here. So for the text we have here, I'm just going to click here. This is our duplicate button. And I'm just going to pull this over the top of the other one, pull it back, and now you'll see there are actually 2 text boxes. And I'm just going to give each of these a little we'll give them each something different that they can do. We'll do this one, like moving up out of space. So as you can see, they are overlaid over the top of each other, so you can move them around quite easily. And for timing, you can pick which one you want and then just move it around. Where it would get difficult is if you had more than 2 layers, or if you have one layer right behind the other. I actually haven't had to deal with that before. In the case of that, you would just have to pull it over to the side, get the one you want, move that one back, and then bring this one back on top. It doesn't even go back on top. Wow. Well, there you go. I don't see any option to change where it is in the layer. If there's anyone here who is a Maker Pro, please let me know if you know. Maybe there's something you can do. Oh, double click. Double clicking it will bring it to the front. So if it's in behind, just move the other one out of the way, double click, and then you can get it. Just don't know if there's a... What if you double click over the top? Nope, single click, press and hold, right click. Nope. Like I was telling the last stream, this is going to be a very long, slow process. I am totally not organized for this. This is just a natural flow that we're going through today for planning and creating. And so at the end of this entire series, it's probably going to be 3 videos, to be honest, by the time I actually have this done. And at the end of that series, I'm just going to take it and make a shortened, condensed YouTube video, probably about 5 to 10 minutes, nothing crazy. Otherwise, you're looking at it's probably going to be 3 or 4 hours, depending on what I end up working on. We're going to be doing some... It's going to be a creative process, we'll just say that. Still don't have anyone joining me anyways. Sorry, I was just looking over at my phone to see. Yeah, nobody in the chat. So I like the speed of this. Like, it's got a little bit of a... Well, that's weird. Okay, so as you can see, it's got this nice little look going on. I like that. It's not one thing messing up, it's another. Okay, now it's reacting. I'm not sure what happened there. Not stuck in my head. The sea shanty, I mean. For those of you who don't know what that is. Then I assume that you're not watching this on YouTube or on the internet if you don't know what the sea shanty is. Okay, so I like the look of this background. What I might do is I might make one that's dark. Let's look at that overlay we were going to do again. So it was pretty light. Too light in my opinion for colors. I want it to be pretty subtle. I don't necessarily have to go with black. Like we could do something more of a, well, you know what, let's just get a little bit of color in there. And let's play around and see what looks good. It's kind of interesting. I feel the red makes it pop the most, though. What do you think? Black or red? Let's go. 56%, 0. I know that's kind of a dull background, but I really want the text to pop. Let's just see what... And I'm just going to take... Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to hit you guys there. Let's see what that background looks like. It looks pretty good. It's nice and subtle, but it's got some decent movement. Okay, I think I'm going to make this a... Should I make it a 10-second loop or a 20-second loop? I'm going to make it a 20-second loop. Now, 10-second loop. Why? Just because of algorithms. If I actually end up sharing this, if it's a 20-second clip, the chance of someone watching any amount of it, honestly, it'll, yeah. You want people to watch your videos longer. That's how you get recommended to have your things watched. But really, this isn't for that. This isn't to be watched. This is to share with people who are potentially going to be your clients. If your clients are, you know, all of your people following you on social media, then maybe this is something you want to share directly on social media. Obviously, sharing it on social media, because I'm just looking to get my name out there. So, let's figure out what we're going to add. Now that we have this, I want to make it so that all of the information is on one page. If I have to, we can make this really super tiny. It can actually even be front and center because this is going to be specifically for the business. So you can put this up in the corner and put rate card to the side and put all the information below, but we're going to have to script this out first. Or maybe we don't. I wonder if this would work. I'm going to try splitting my screen between two different programs and see if OBS will let me stream that. I've never done this before. Wish me luck. I got half here. Go down into OBS. Add in our other screen. So it'll be Scrivener we want. Okay, get Scrivener working. And then let's bring Scrivener to the other side. And let's check our studio to see if that worked. They're showing on the same side. Okay, so I probably can fix this. Just give me one moment, guys. My apologies. So take a Scrivener and just move it over. There we go. Hopefully you guys can see that just fine. And the reason I'm doing this is just so that I can enter the stuff from one program into the other, and so you guys can see what's happening at the same time. So I'm just going to close this. How do I close this? Can I not close this? Oh, there is. Okay. Okay. Normally, if I was doing a different style of commercial, it would probably be a little bit more important to finish this part here, which is our actual script. Since there's not going to be anything happening, was the original script the original information that I was going to turn into a script, but I'm just going to do it as we go. So I'm just going to close this one up. And I close you. Lock inspector, no. I want to close it. Windows. Layout. View. Document. Yes, I want the toolbar. There. So with that out of the way, we can make this a little bit bigger. Let's see if that's still working. Oh, that messed everything up on your guys' side. So you know what? I will put it back to how it was. My apologies. I'm going to have to get a second screen so that I can actually keep an eye on this while I'm working. So let's put this back to the middle. I probably got that wrong, so I'm just gonna Okay, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to get all the information on here first, and then we will rearrange it as we see fit. I may even just get the layout done up and then fix up the writing afterwards. I find that I'm never quite 100% happy when I create something. If I'm doing it, unless I have everything planned ahead of time, I like to leave it, come back to it, 6 hours later or the next day, and give it one last look over before I post. Not because I'm a perfectionist, obviously, but because when I'm doing something like this, I do want to put out my best work. With the live stream, honestly, I could care less what the live stream looks like. As long as it looks decent, the content is going to vary. There's always going to be maybe 5 minutes in a video that's actually worth watching. And I'm going to create videos at the end of each set of series for you guys to follow. So, with that being said, our rate card. So I'm going to go back to the beginning here. And we want to add text. Now, there's a bunch of different ways you can have the text appear. There's different choices for text. I'm going to make our top part probably a static text, so we're just going to choose the header. Now, here's the thing. You cannot add new typefaces into Storyblocks Maker. You are... Oh, you can? Well then. Now I have to go find out if I can actually get my font in here. I use a specific font called Manofa, M-A-N-O-F-A. I installed it through Adobe Fonts. I don't know if it will actually allow me to upload from here or not. That would be under downloads, so that's something for another day. If you have your actual font files, then this is amazing. You can upload your font, and then that way everything will match. Inside my logo, that's where I'm using Minofa. I do not have a specific file downloaded from Minofa. With Adobe Creative Cloud, you just hit install fonts directly within the Adobe Creative Cloud program. Within that, it lets you choose your fonts, and you just hit add, and everything's automatic. I'm sure it's probably somewhere in a file on my computer that I can take an upload to this, but that's gonna take me too far off task. So in the case of this, so the closest to the Minofa Bold is probably like the Railway Black is like, or the Rubik maybe. The Rubik Black looks kind of similar. The Titanium Web Black is like about the same thickness, but doesn't have the same shape. I don't know, guys. The ones I've been using a lot is the Anton, this one here. The reason I like that is because it's a very condensed script, and when you're adding any amount of text, that helps a lot. And you know what, with the amount of text we're going to be putting on here, that might be a good one to choose. So we're going to start with this, and we'll change it afterwards and see what is visually appealing. If we don't have enough white space, we'll, change it to something even smaller. We'll play around. Let's see how this goes. So first of all, I want to pick something that is color-wise going to kind of pop off this. We want a lot of contrast. That's if I want to, I could try and like mimic what I have up top there. It's pretty close. I know that I can go and actually get the exact number. I'm not going to do that right now. This is a quick tutorial. A quick tutorial, no it's not. I'm just not going out of my way for it. Sorry guys. If I knew, I would tell you. So in here we want oh, let's turn that off. I left my trackpad on. Okay, hopefully. Do I want this all capital? Can I force that automatically down here? No. Okay, that was another program I was looking at. I think that was OBS Studio. I think in OBS Studio you can automatically force small caps and large caps onto your writing. It's honestly a very cool program. If you've ever been considering live streaming, I would highly recommend going out and watching some YouTube videos. Michael Farrer is really awesome. I will link him below. There's 2 or 3 other people that I've gleaned some information off, but Michael Farrer, and I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. I don't know. He just seems to go a little bit further. I don't know. You tell me. So, yeah, I think I want to capitalize these. Fly. Fully. We're going to put this on the next line. Yeah. 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 Okay, so fully decart productions. And inside Maker, you can just, it will automatically stay the same size. And Control, Shift, Alt, none of those change anything. So, it's an amazing program. You do have some limitations, but like I said, they're it's not huge. It's definitely not huge limitations. Now, I thought I could do... Sorry, I'm just looking for... Is it the highlight? No, that's that. I know I can add a shadow in here, but I thought I could also add in an outline. Maybe that's just with certain fonts, or maybe I'm just going crazy. Either way, it does look nice having the shadows in there, though. Definitely. I'm going to put it up a little bit higher because I am going to write rate card straight across underneath. Do I want to go with the same? You know what? I'm just going to make them all look the same for now, and then we will go through afterwards and change the looks, the typefaces, the size, and everything afterwards. So, rate card. So we're going to take this down here, which is the... Everything we make is going to be the entire length. So 10 seconds. Just to be on the safe side for now, so that I can go through and find everything. I was considering zooming out and just copy paste, so I have a whole bunch of these and I can just fill it out, but at the same time it might be easier just to do one at a time. Let's try this. So we're going to copy, we're going to pull this back, so now we have two of them. Just going to see if it deletes the one that's selected up here or the one that's selected down here. So let's try this. Delete. Okay. Delete. No. Okay. Oh, right, because we can't delete that way. So that's one thing that's different about Maker. My apologies. I will show you in just a moment right after I fix what I just did. Okay. So I can't just hit the delete button, which is what I was doing. I seriously wasn't thinking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this. I'm going to hit delete down here. It deleted that one. I'm going to go back. To bring it back, I'm going to touch this one up here. Now when I touch this one, if I hit delete, it should... Okay. Perfect workaround. We don't have to worry about being able to move layers around down here. That's great. So in that case, we will duplicate I just hit delete. Let's try that again. Oh my. Duplicate. I'll pull it back. Put one to the top. And the other one we will put in our new text. So this will be... This doesn't need to be all capitals. Rate track. Rate card. Rate card, price card. What do the kids call it these days? I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna take the I'm gonna see what it looks like without the shadow on this guy. Oh. It does look better with the shadow, but I'm also wondering, what if we were to do... Let's bring you up here. Yes, I realize I stopped talking in the middle of my sentence a lot. You'll see that in my live streams. You won't see that so much in my full-on YouTube videos unless unless there's a reason for it. So I'm half considering putting a background behind these top ones here. There unfortunately isn't just shapes, I don't think, that you can throw in. Styles, text, overlays. These overlays are... I haven't used the overlays at all yet, to be honest. I like just using my own stuff. Well, maybe I'll try playing with these one day. I guess they could be some decent transitions at least. Honestly, these could possibly, if you took... No, I'm going to go on a tangent if I start talking about that. Sorry, I'm kind of obsessed with OBS Studio, and I really want to make these specialized, they call them a stinger. It's like this. Well, I don't have a stinger right now. You'll notice when I take anything off the screen, like I'm going to make Scrivener disappear, and you'll see it wipes across. So that's a transition. A stinger is just a transition for when you're doing a full screen wipe, and it's just, you can make anything you want as long as at some point it covers the entire screen, so that it has a point where cameras or scenes can switch in the background. And I'm just looking at this and thinking that would be really cool. Because it's quick, and I could use my logo as the actual image that does that. Something to consider. Anyways, going back to what we were actually working on. Okay. So I was considering with these guys here of doing a highlighted background. Could be something that we could actually try and like match that kind of like rust color in the back there. Or we could go for something completely different. But just for fun, I'm just going to put this up here for now. So now you'll notice that the shadow is on the box rather than on the writing itself. So if I wanted to, I could actually add rate card onto this but then I wouldn't be able to change the size of it. Well, let's see what happens if we do the same thing with rate card. Let's try turning that. Let's give it the shadow like the other one, heavy shadow, and let's turn it into, let's get the same highlight as the one we just did. I guess I probably should have saved that color, huh? Alright. So I put this up here, put that underneath. I just wanted to see what the, oh, right. This one's in behind. And is it because it's in behind here? Let's see what happens if we do this. Okay, so it looks like the order is based on down here. So there might be times where you'll have to move stuff around if you have everything over the top of each other. So what I'm going to do, just so that I know I can access each thing, I'll leave about an inch of room so that I can choose which one I want. That might still end up biting me in the butt. So you know what? Let's not even mess around. Let's do it this way. Then I can't mess up. Well, I can, but but we need to be on top of each other to see them all at the same time. See, this is a tricky game I'm playing. That is the beauty of using something like Premiere Pro or After Effects. They're my preferred programs to work with, but I promised that I was going to do this in Maker. So I am going to make this work. I can barely see this guy. So you can see the colors don't match. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to go here. I'm going to copy this highlight color. And paste. There. So again, I'm probably going to end up actually changing this color, but I just want them to at least line up with each other. And I'm just free-handing this. This is not perfectly lined up. And you know what? Maybe I'll make this a little bit bigger. Now that I saw it, it's like, You guys see what it's like making it in After Effects? You're going to be like, okay, well, so After Effects is definitely the superior one for doing any amount of writing or layout or anything. And Premiere Pro as well. They're both great. Just After Effects is a lot easier when you're dealing with a ton of layers, in my personal opinion. And plus, if you're working with a ton of layers, you can nest them all together. You can create multiple compositions within compositions, and it makes it easier if you're dealing with a lot of complex things at once, because you can deal with one thing, package it, and now it's its own thing that can be added into something else. Okay, so we have fully declared productions, rate card. I don't like exactly where it is. We're going to fix up the layout later. Right now, I'm just worried about having a general... just by touching it when in the wrong spot. Oh, okay. So we may have to play around with the order of things later. Pardon me. I'm going to crack my neck. Ah. Anybody else crack their neck every day? If my body doesn't crack like 5 times a day, I am amazed. Okay, so next thing here, 3-hour commercial. I have to decide how I want to do this. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 items to show off here. I could just list them one after the other, like how I have it there, or I could do more like a grid style. Have like 1, 2 for these ones here. Have the 2 top ones. Like this is how much it is for 1. I actually probably would do this is how much it is for a package, or you can buy the single deal for this. And vice versa with the other one. I think that's going to be the way to go. And then probably just like... I want this to be simple. I don't want to go too... I don't want to get too explainy on it, you know? I want people to be able to see this, and then if they're interested, look deeper into it. And that's where, so this will be our rate card. I really need to build a proper landing page. And so what we can do is I'm going to build a rate card. I have a portfolio on Behance, so maybe I'll make my rate page on there. If that's something that's an option on there, I believe it is. And if that's the case, what I will do is I will also create a live for when I create my actual page itself. Or maybe I'll do more of an explainer video to emphasize what I do. Or what I can do, I should say. What I want to do. What I can do and what I want to do. Okay, so can we make tables in here? Doesn't look like it. So we may have to freehand all of this. So what do we have below here? We have the box reveal. What does the box reveal allow? Okay, I should have put that on a new text. Okay, so which one was I choosing? Was the box reveal? Now once you have your text box added in, then you can come over here, and we were using Anton. I guess I could have just copied and pasted one of those other ones, but where I'm changing everything here, I want to first make it 10 seconds long, just like the other one. So with this one, you have a nice little text box that opens up and stays there. So we can work with this. The only thing I have to check is there a limit. I don't believe there's a limit to the number of lines you can do in this. So if we wanted to, we could make these just be made pretty small. So what I'd like to do is have some information across the top, and then the 2 price points maybe below. Let's try 2 or 3 different things here and see what looks good. This is not going to be my final writing, my final scripting, but this is just to get something in place. So we'll do just 3. Oh. One commercial. 1 social video. These social videos, if you watched the previous one, the previous live stream, this is just like a video literally to share on your social channels. something where you're spending about anywhere to about 2 hours on the video and about an hour on distribution, marketing, talking to people. It's very important. One of the very, very most important things about social marketing is talking to people. If you're not talking to people, then start. So, one social video, $60. And this can be tiny. That's as small it will let me make it. Okay, then we'll put another one in here. Let's just duplicate this. I deleted it. Let me try that again. Duplicate. There we go. And then I'll just pull that back on top of the other one so we have them both on here at the same time. Now, one thing I do like about Maker, you can see it's really good about getting you to line up in certain areas. It has some good snappy grids. It also it doesn't snap to other things, it looks like, but that's okay. There's some workarounds that we can do later on just to make sure everything is perfectly lined up. So we will put I really want it back here. I want to see it all at the same time, because I realize that okay. I was wondering what's going on. Sorry, I was just playing with something there. I still love you guys. Sorry, my back just cracked. Sometimes I can't help but make noises when that happens. Okay. So a social video. Just for fun now. I don't want to put so much teal. I'm going to change the colors here afterwards, but for now I'm going to do this same teal that we have here. No, we're going to be going smaller, so I want something really bright. So I might actually just go with white. With just like the smallest amount. Oh, sorry. I'm wondering if that crack was audible on. Oh. Sorry, it just had a really bad crack in my back. I didn't scream. Let's just say that was good. I didn't scream. Although I guess that could make for good streaming, couldn't it? Oh. Okay. And what do we want around the outside? Yeah, maybe we'll keep that yellow actually and brighten it up on the outside. It's looking a little bit darker than the other one. I think we're pretty close there. So if I'm going to go with that, you know what? Maybe we'll incorporate our other color in here, which is our red. Now, I know we already have orange in the background, but if we make this red really exceptionally bright. Yeah, no, it doesn't pop at all. Of course, green pops. It is the complementary color, but I don't want green, so let's go with our other color. We've got yellow. I guess we'll stick with the yellow. I think the yellow pops definitely a lot better. I mean, other option is I could put the yellow up here and put the teal down below. Well, I don't know. I can try that. I'd say let's try that after, but if we do it now, then that's one less. Then we don't have to try and change 5 or 6 different things at the same time afterwards. You know, I think this would have been a lot faster had we just taken the background and brought it into our other program. But that's okay. I still want to try this. So how this lines up, I want to actually take it and use that as a grid. So if we do that, then we duplicate that guy. I'm going to, can I zoom in here? Ooh, does not look like I can zoom into the project itself without going full screen. So, you know what? While I'm working on this, that's exactly what I'm going to do. In which case, it's gonna probably end up looking funny for you guys. I'm just going to keep an eye on my scene here, and if it ends up getting hidden behind the other program. Okay, no, that's fine. That's fine, Maker. You win. You win. What I'll do is I'll just go full screen, line it up, and then come back out. Ooh. Okay, so in the case of this one here, so it's one social video is $60. And on this side it will be I actually don't think this is going to work out the way I wanted. Let's go 20. Yeah, it's not going to. Social videos. Oop. Social videos. Oh, I'm having trouble with some decisions here, guys. I don't think Maker is qualified to do what I'm trying to do here. Oh my. Yeah, I think we're going to have to take this out and bring it into a different program. Oh, that's really so bad. Too bad, too bad, too bad. I will give you guys a more in-depth look at Maker right now, but not on this. Right now, some other time. I don't even know anymore. Because it's very important to me to get this document done, because I need to, like I said, I need to be sharing this with people. The other option is, let's see what happens if because I can't just give up, can I? Nope. No, I can't. Okay, so as you can see, this can't get small enough to fit on there unless I move them out, which is fine. I can move them out. I did kind of want the columns to be the same size if possible. So what I'm going to do is change my wording. So instead of calling them social videos, I'm just going to call them socials. And then I'll have an explanation up top. That's what I'm saying right now. Oh. But then it turns into a tiny little box like that. Okay, we're going to rethink this completely. We have 3 items. We're going to make 3 blocks. If we can't get the information inside of 3 blocks that are within the confines of, well, at least there. Well, you know what? Let's see. I don't think we're going to have 3, but one needs to be big. That doesn't work. There. Well, there's this other option. That other one can just be a small line at the bottom, and we can make these as large as possible and see if we can get it all on there. This probably isn't going to look very nice, and I'm probably not going to share it. I can almost guarantee you I'm not going to share it. But you know what? This is a great exercise in patience. It's a great exercise in learning a new program. Okay. I don't think these are going to stay snapped once we start typing, but just for fun, I'm just going to try dumping everything we have over here in Scrivener right in and just see what happens. That's going to be horrible. Okay, so if we go down below, you can change the size of your writing here. So you can see it stayed on 2 lines just like it was on the other side. So if I go in here and actually start hitting enter, where there should be page or line breaks, adding those line breaks in. Okay, so we're getting closer. At least right now we have something on here. It might not be what we wanted, but it's something. Let's see if we can make, if we make it smaller, it's going to get, that might work. But we're getting into dangerously, oh, we cannot go smaller than 16 point here. Oh my. What if we actually just grab the end here and resize it? Yes. So you might not be able to go smaller than size 16, but what size is it showing? Oh, you can. It just doesn't show you smaller than 16. That's interesting. So every program's different. So you find what works for you, but this might actually turn out better than I was expecting. I still want to do something in a different program and compare it. That's probably not something that I will broadcast because these broadcasts take a lot of extra time. Now, obviously, this is not what we're going to be having. This looks horrible, but this is just to get something started. Now we're going to make it the smallest we can, which was that 16 point. We'll go up here, put it in our line breaks where they are naturally showing up in here already. And of course, like I said, we can mess around with that later. This is just to get something on the page at the moment. I'll be right back. It sounds like I may have a visitor here. Okay, sorry about the wait there, guys. Let me just get my screen back on for you. All right. Okay, so where are we at? Obviously, this isn't what I'm going to be using, but just so I can see what it looks like out of curiosity, first things first, I want to, at the very least, have everything fade in and out. So I'll just give it like a third of a second is good. Fade that in. So I'm just adding transitions to all of the things here. Now when we come to the beginning, should be a blank slate. Perfect. When we get to the end, should also be a blank slate. It basically is. Okay. So just for fun, let's just see how this looks visually. And go. Yeah, doesn't look very good, but that's okay. That's okay. But there's a few problems. Obviously, there's no white space. And I don't think I'm going to be able to get white space in this program. It's just, it'd be okay if I didn't have so much text that I wanted to put on here, but that's the beauty of After Effects. So what we'll do is we'll just bring this down to we'll make this as simple as possible is the only way that I can see me getting through this in any way. So what we'll do, I'm actually going to put a header on this and call this social commercials. And the problem that you run into in this program is you can't change the size of individual lines, and you can't you can't do a lot of things. So social commercial, I'm just going to call this one commercial, $60. Let's make this all left aligned. Ah, we can't just make the one center aligned and the rest. That's okay. Just make it more like a list style for now. One commercial, $6. 20 commercials. $1,000. Are you crazy? probably isn't going to work, but just for fun, can we visually line this up? No, not really. I'll leave it like that for now anyways. Maybe there's a way to make it so it's that this is its own text box on top of the other ones. And one of the real beauties, and you're going to hear me say this so many times, with After Effects, with this here, all of these text box, they would be all above each other, so you could have like 20 in a row on top of each other, but they would each take up their own line. And you would be able to move each line individually. Like this, it's so beautiful. Now, mind you, I have not used Final Cut or DaVinci. I don't even know what the DaVinci one's called. DaVinci Resolve? Is that a video editing program? I'm sure there's at least half a dozen people who just had a heart attack when I said that. So, what do we want to have for information below on this social commercial one? I guess we can just kind of list what you're getting. Kind of like what we were talking about yesterday. If you... Come on now. Oh, that would... Come... No. Why? It won't stop double clicking. Okay. Let's try that again. Okay, so what's involved? What do you get when you order these commercials? What does it include? Includes planning, research. Let's call that planning and research. Planning and research. Maybe if we were to do the same sort of thing. Sorry guys, this is so boring looking. I can't handle it. But I need to at least get it looking a little bit tidy. It was freaking me out. Okay, 20 commercials includes planning and research. And by planning and research, obviously it depends on what your company is involved in. I am personally looking to work with Canada-friendly companies. I do have no knowledge of growing. None whatsoever. So if you're someone who's into like fertilizers and all that stuff, I know a fair amount about fertilizer, but from when I used to be in lawn, I had a small lawn care company, so I learned a lot about fertilizer for lawns. But as far as the actual, in Alberta, there's a lot of companies out here. There's a lot of companies on the market here in Alberta. I'm not going to get into that topic, but if someone was in here in the chat egging me on to talk about it, it would not be difficult. So, includes planning and research. Ba, 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 ba. Research. Video creation with stock video. It'll be stock video and supplied assets. Now, when I say and supplied assets, for these ones, like I said, I give about 3 hours to sometimes 4 hours of work, depending on what it is. Short videos can be made, but not proper commercials. And by that I mean if I'm going to be actually videotaping, by the amount of time it takes me to set up record, tape. It's all digital. Oh my. I think the stream is almost done. Okay, so we have stock video creation with stock video. Now, while I wouldn't be setting up to create any interview style videos or anything, if it's short videos, just like a video with some stuff thrown over the top of it, yes, absolutely. I would prefer it to be supplied video if it's the social commercials, but in the case of something, if it's something that can be sent to me and it would not be a proper product video, like if you go and look at my White Rabbit video, it's only a 10-second commercial. That one took, well, basically a full day. By the time the recording was done, everything was fixed up, and there was a lot of behind the scenes After Effects stuff in that commercial. Might not look like it, but I will try and actually set up something on my portfolio showing all of the different like I do have it on my Behance portfolio right now, but I did not show all the work that went into it. That's something I think it actually took a few days for everything. I mean, not all of I think it was only like maybe 10 or 12 hours of work, but over the course of 3 or 4 days. Anyways, so video creation with stock video or supplied video. With stock or supplied video. Perfect. That's even better. Planning and research. Video creation with stock or supplied video. And of course, distribution. And marketing. So the distribution and marketing part is literally just uploading it to all of your sites. And a lot of companies only have 1 or 2 sites. I highly recommend, if you're going to work with me, that either you set up all of your socials that I can upload to, which I will just link it in the description below, because honestly, I mess it up half the time when I try and say it out loud. Because not all of them work all of the time. Like Pinterest. Pinterest is a fickle beast. When you're putting on Pinterest, sometimes you can share it directly from Vimeo itself, sometimes it won't share directly from Vimeo when you try to do your what they call a social share. But sometimes if that doesn't work, you can go and you can share it afterwards, and we'll just let you share it directly to Pinterest, or you can pin it afterwards even. That's really not ideal. The most ideal way is to share it directly from Vimeo. It's nice. Okay, so social commercials. One commercial, $60. 20 commercials, $1,000. Includes paying research, video creation with stock or supplied video, distribution, and marketing. Of course, included in the marketing, once you have everything uploaded, I highly recommend spend an hour talking to people, sending messages, depending on what it is. If there's someone you know who might be interested in it specifically, or if there's any groups that you can go, maybe post a link to it. If depending on, I concentrate mostly on my Instagram and YouTube. So in the case of that, I would probably grab my YouTube link and go share it with anyone who I think might be interested. Unfortunately, I am not in the Reddit community yet. That's something I have yet to start working in. I know, shameful, right? So let's see. I'm actually going to let that sit right in front of it just so that I can have it fit temporarily. I might make everything go a little bit wider across, actually, because I just this isn't going to work. It's not going to work. Plain research. Let's find a size that looks like it might be nice. Still legible. But just looks a little bit cleaner. Now if we do that. Oh, I do not like doing that. Reminds me of high school. When, tab wasn't something that necessarily moved your stuff over. Does tab work in this? That's something I haven't tried. Let's find out. Does tab work? Tab. It takes you to the next area. Okay. So no tabbing in Storyblocks Maker yet. They have been doing a lot of work on this. Every time I come on this, it seems like there's something new. So now we got this resized a little bit. I might even want to go a little bit smaller. Maybe. Let's try something. Instead of making it like that, let's just make each one of these their own line. And see what happens. See how that... No, even at the smallest it will let me go. This is the smallest it will allow me to make it, and I believe that was 12 point, 10 point. It can go down to 10 point, but you can see even at 10 point, with a condensed font at that, Anton is possibly one of the most. Oh, there's some lighter. Oh, but it really falls far out of my style of typography. And just it just doesn't match. It's not match. What about Fiala one? Fiala one? You know what? That one actually looks a little bit easier to read. But still... And it's... Hopefully I'll be able to get Minofa in here. They have a condensed... The light condensed is really nice. It doesn't take up a lot of room. And it's just nice. What about you, Oswald? Ooh, what? Okay. Okay. It doesn't really match as well as the others, but that's okay. That's okay. It's still decent. So let's do the same thing with you. Let's switch you over to Oswald. Is that what it was? Oswald? Oswald. Let's get the smallest writing we can. Let's, for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just space these over. Oh, it might not let me. So I will just do what I was going to just tell you that I was going to do instead of telling you. I will just do it. And what that is taking those two prices and actually making a separate box and then just lining it up. And that way I can actually have them properly lined up to the side. Workarounds galore. At least this program seems to run really well. And it automatically saves. So I'm actually going to name this project, exit it, and come back in because it's been a while since... I don't know how if it automatically saves. Oh, it does say saved. I still want to name it anyways. We'll call this rate card. Man, how long have I been streaming for? OBS? Do you have an answer for me? 1 hour and 40 minutes. Wow. 1 hour and 40 minutes, I only dropped 113 frames. Is that good? I'm running at 1080p 60 frames a second on my output. It says it's 0.0%, so I don't think that's too bad. Actually, one of the things I'm most worried about is running out of space on my hard drive. I don't know what's going to happen. Does OBS crash if you run out of space on your hard drive? Because I don't have a very big hard drive, and this is a fairly long video. 60 frames, well, 30 frames per second, you're running at, I think, was it like 8 gigs an hour roughly on MP4 format. But this is MKV, which is remuxed into MP4. So then, is it going to have both of those going there at the same time? So if, first of all, if you double the frame rate, it goes from 8 to 16. And then now you have two of them. If the MKV is the same, MKV. If it's the same as the MP4, then you're looking at about 32 gigs of space. I think I have 32 gigs available. Guaranteed I have 32 available. I'm fine. It's fine. Okay. So let me put that back down. Okay, social commercials. So what I was talking about is that I'm going to just create another little text box, but this one's just going to be small text. Close this back over. Of course, we want to make it 10 seconds long, so that is the same as all of our friends. We want to switch it to Oswald. We want to bring it down to 10 point. And we want $60. We want $1,000. Ooh, where am I? There we are. And we want both of those to be on the right-hand side. Then we can just take this, pull it over. Of course, make it the right color. What color are you guys? You are that color. Let's copy that and paste it onto our new one here. I like that this is here. I would ultimately like beg. Okay, I'm begging. I'm begging you. Storyblocks, I know you're not going to watch my video, but if for some reason somebody ends up seeing this and knows somebody has Storyblocks, if there would be a way to like to have like a color picker, or if not a color picker, I know you can get programs that do it for you. Honestly, down the road, I'd like to get a Stream Deck, because I saw that there's a program you get with the Stream Deck that you just hit a button and it lets you pick a color, and it actually saves it to the Stream Deck so that you can copy it and use it wherever you want. And that sounds very simple, but to me that's a little bit mind-blowing. So a color picker or something would be amazing. So now that we have this, we want to bring it to the edge, but right. Ooh. But at the same time, we also want to make sure that it's in a little bit. We want to make sure that it's lined up with the other two. And so what I think I'm going to do is just lay something down. Yeah, I'm just actually going to use this one here. I'll just resize it so it's all the way across, because there are no rulers in this program yet. That's something else that I'd like to see, but that's only because I'm used to other programs and I realize that this is for pardon my language. Wow. Yep. This show is almost over. Let's see if I can do this. Nope. Missed it again. Come on now. Third time's a charm. No, it's not. Let's pull this down here. Let's put this back up. Like I said, Adobe After Effects is the #1 program for doing these things. If it's multi-scene, then I would say Premiere Pro, but this is just a single layout, and After Effects just destroys in the best kind of way. And I just moved that right off, didn't I? Oh no. Oh, come on now. Well, so we're going to duplicate that. And they're both off screen. Awesome. So let's just go back. Keep hitting our back button until it's back on the screen. It's not coming back on the screen. Why are you not coming back on the screen? It's still down here. Oh, there we go. Woo! Didn't think we were going to get it back. So as I was saying, #1 program for this kind of task would be in After Effects. Just realize I'm like moving out of your guys' line of sight here. Keep going further and further away from the computer. Let's try this one last time. If I can't get it, I'm going to give up on trying to get these in the right spot. In which case, I'll finish it another time and then show you guys the side-by-side comparison of what I... See? Lift it for 1 second and... Come on. Nope. So I'm going to hit back twice and just try again completely. Okay. Patience, 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 patience. Back again. Now, I know I said I'm not a perfectionist, but it's gotta at least look good. Like, come on. And the only reason I'm not being a perfectionist on here is, well, there's kind of no point. I don't think I'm going to end up making this looking good enough to share, in my humble opinion. I'll probably end up sharing it, but I will make sure I have the other one to go with it first, just so you guys can see the side by side. And I might mess around with the background here too, depending on, because there's so much on here. It makes it hard to see that background, so I might have to. It's real quick. I'm just gonna take the opacity down on this by like a lot. Let's see what that looks like. Option number 2. I shouldn't say option. Oh, don't move on me. Don't you move on me. Okay. Let's try that again. Man, I wasn't going to stream when I do it on the other program, but I might, just so you can see how much easier, better, everything it is. I'm just curious what it's going to look like with the highlight. If you do highlight, I have not clicked on the right item. Okay, so let's go back to none. If I do these guys here, I didn't want to move. Let me try that again. Why are you all? I'm just going to like refresh my screen. Okay. And we didn't put the fade on there. Let's add the fade in so it's fading like the rest. The fade in didn't take because it was on the wrong one. Let's try that again. Still on the wrong one. So I'd say you'd have to have a lot of patience if you're trying to do anything complicated on this program. For something like this, like I said, if you don't have to After Effects, I would maybe just consider sticking to a photo style instead of a video card. Or using something that uses plain text, but maybe you can add like a clear, if you can export it as like a PNG, so with a clear transparent background, and then you can use that and have like just a video playing behind it like the one that we have here. Honestly, that would work really well, because the only thing we're getting extra out of this is that little bit of movement around the text, and for how difficult this is, you'd be better off even making something in, if you have InDesign, cool, or Photoshop would work too. They have a lot of text options in there now, so you could create like just like a text overlay to go over a background and just upload it. Just make sure that you're going with the same size, which is the 1920 in height and 1080 in width, and not the other way around. So I'm just going to leave this here. You obviously see what I'm doing. It's been 2 hours, and I'm pretty much done with. I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty frustrated with this program for trying to do this. This could have been done an hour ago. Not really. I say it could have been done an hour ago, but instead I would have ended up spending an extra hour on being creative and coming up with different ideas. It may be done already, but I probably wouldn't have my final product yet. Just a first draft. So I'm going to stop here. Let me just exit out of this. Alright, and as you can see, it just lines everything up for you. And once you're done, you can just download. You have to set it up in here first, but once it creates the download, you can come in and download it as many times as you would like. So much love, everyone. Have a good one. And we will see you possibly tomorrow. Possibly later today. I have no idea. I have no specific intentions on what's going to get done for my next live stream. I do really want to get this rate card done. So it just depends on whether I stream the After Effects or not. I'd probably, if I do it today, I'm probably just going to not stream because I just want to get this done. Then I'll show you the finished product. So let's end this out. Much love to you all.